What is this? Nasi lemak, Malaysians' favorite breakfast. So this breakfast can give a lot of nutrient for us. Eggs, protein. Meat, protein. Cucumber, vitamin. Nuts, mineral. Rice, carbohydrate. And anchovy, fatty acid, fat. So what are we going to learn for this lesson? Today we are going to learn about functional groups and homologous series. Functional group like the food, eggs, rice, meat, and the homologous series is the nutrient that we can get from the food. These are the learning outcomes that we need to cover for this video. What is the functional group? Functional group is an atom or group of atoms in an organic molecule which characterize the molecule and enable it to react in specific ways which determine the chemical properties. Why functional group is important? First, to name the organic compound. Then, a particular functional group will always undergo similar types of chemical reaction and easier for us to classify which organic compound are divided into different classes. Then, what is homologous series? Series of compound where each member differ from the next member by a constant CH2 unit. Later we are going to check how the series of compound different from CH2 unit. And homologous are the members from the same homologous series. Homolog characteristic. First, all the homolog obey a general formula. For example, alkane having the general formula CnH2n plus 2 and alkane CnH2n. Let's look at the example for alkane. When n equal to 1 is CH4. When n equal to 2 is C2H6. When n equal to 3 is C3H8. And then we check the difference among them. All differ with CH2 unit. That's why, if for homolog, each of the compound differ from the successive homolog by a CH2 unit. Then they show a gradual change in the physical properties. For example, methane until butane are in gaseous form. Then pentane is in liquid form. And then when number of C or the molar mass getting increased, right, it will change to solid form. So maybe you can check, start from pentane until which alkane is liquid form, and then which one is in solid form. Have a check. And at the same time, have same functional group. For example, alkene, right? Methane, no methane, it starts from ethane. Ethane, propane, butane, all having the same functional group, which is carbon-carbon double bond. And have similar chemical properties. Because same functional group will have the same chemical properties and can be prepared by similar general method. Okay, now we look at the classification of organic compound. Before we start, right? Okay, madam need to emphasize. First, you must know what is class of compound. Okay, or we can call it as homologous series. And then what is the functional group for that class of compound? We must know how to identify the structure and name the functional group as well. Here, most of the students will confuse between class of compound and functional group. So you have to stay alert. So for example, the first one, alkane and cycloalkane, there is no functional group. Okay, carbon-carbon single bond. There is no functional group for alkane and cycloalkane because belong to the same class of compound but different homologous series. No functional group because alkane and cycloalkane are inert compound. Next, alkene. If you check, right, there is carbon-carbon double bond. That's why the name is carbon-carbon double bond. So this is the example. If the question asks you to identify, right, you need to circle the carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. Madam emphasize again, Don't be confused between class of compound and functional group. So the big family, the name of the big family is alkene. Class of compound or homologous series is alkene. But the name of the functional group is carbon-carbon double bond, and then you need to circle the C double bond C. Okay, same for this one. The class of compound is alkyne, which is carbon-carbon triple bond. So this is the structure, and then this is the name, and then you need to circle the C double bond, C triple bond C. Circle the C triple bond C. So this is the functional group of alkyne, carbon-carbon triple bond. Next, the class of compound is aromatic, and then this is the structure of the functional group. Okay, this is a symbol. Sometimes, right, it will represent by C6H5. Okay, the name of this functional group is benzene ring. We need to circle the benzene ring when identify the functional group. Okay, next class is haloalkane. So the functional group is X. X actually is the symbol for halogen. Can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. So the name of the functional group of haloalkane is halogen. Need to circle the Cl. Okay, next, alcohol. The functional group is hydroxyl. We can identify the structure is OH group. So this is the example of aliphatic alcohol, and then this is the example of aromatic alcohol. Okay, next, the class of compound is ether with the structure COC, and then the name of the functional group is alkoxy. COC. Actually, you can circle the whole thing, CH3O, CH3 is okay. Okay, please alert hydroxyl XYL, alkoxy XY. Next, aldehyde and ketone under same functional group, we call it as carbonyl. The main features is C double bond O, C double bond O. Then what is the difference between aldehyde and ketone? Aldehyde, the C double bond O is attached to hydrogen, while ketone, the C double bond O is attached with alkyl group. What is alkyl group? Alkyl group we can represent by the symbol R, is anything with the CH compound. For example, CH3, CH2, CH3, CH2, CH2, or a cycloalkane, or we call it as alkyl group. Next, carboxylic acid. The functional group is carboxyl with the structure C double bond O, OH. So we circle C double bond O, OH. This is the example of ethanoic acid. Next, ester. The class of compound ester with the functional group structure C double bond O, COC. The name is carboalkoxy. So we need to circle the C double bond O, COC. Acyl chloride, C double bond O, Cl, alcyl. C double bond O, Cl. Please be careful, because COC, without double bond, we call it as alkoxy. When there is a double bond, become carboalkoxy. So meaning that when you check the functional group, we have to check is there any C double bond O within the structure. Okay, if C double bond O, Cl. There's another one, C double bond O, N. Let's check. Next, acid anhydride with the functional group C double bond O, COC, C double bond O. The name is anhydride. So circle like this. Okay. Amide. The class of compound is amide, and then the functional group name is carboxylamide. The structure is C double bond O, N. So we need to circle C double bond N, H2. Amine with the structure NH2, the functional group is amino, so we circle NH2. Nitrile, C triple bond N, cyano group, the functional group names, so we need to circle the C triple bond N. Next, practice 3. Identify the functional group in the following molecule. There are 4 questions. Maybe some of you might ask, is there any shortcut? No. You have to really know the class of compound and the structure of the functional group and the name of the functional group. Then must know how to identify the functional group in order to help you answer this question. Maybe you can try some mnemonic method to assist you memorize the name of the functional group and the name of the class of compound. Identify the functional group. So you have to know, right? Functional group is different with class of compound and homologous series. Homologous series equal to class of compound, but functional group is different. Let's check for 1A. So C double bond C alkene. So the functional group is carbon-carbon double bond. Next, C double bond C as well, carbon-carbon double bond. Homologous series is alkene. And OH, hydroxyl. Okay, hydroxyl. The functional group is hydroxyl. The class of compound or homologous series is alcohol. Okay, here another alcohol over here. But this one is C double bond O OH. Carboxylic acid is the class of compound or homologous series, and then the functional group is carboxyl. So this one alcohol, the functional group is hydroxyl. This one also alcohol. And again, this one is carboxylic acid. The functional group is carboxyl. Question D. First, C double bond O OH, carboxyl, under class of compound of carboxylic acid. Next, anhydride, C double bond O O C double bond O. Then next, this one. The class of compound is alcohol. The functional group is OH, hydroxyl. Here, C double bond O and H2. The class of compound is amide. The functional group name is carboxamide. Here, class of compound amine. The functional group name is amino, which the structure NH2. And then this one is alkene. The functional group is carbon-carbon double bond, C double bond C. And then the last one, be careful, you cannot separate the C double bond O or NCOC. You have to combine because this is the whole structure. So the whole structure is ester with the functional group carboalkoxy. Whoa, this structure is so complicated. So you need to circle and label the functional group. Let's do it slowly and check one by one. So the first functional group is carboxyl under carboxylic acid. Second, halogen under haloalkene. This one, COC. Alkoxy under ether. And then this one, C double bond O, carbonyl. Okay, 1 bonding, 2 bonding, 3 bonding, 4 bonding. So this is R group. This one is R group as well. This is under ketone. Here, C double bond C, carbon-carbon double bond under alkene. Next, N, amino under amine. This one, C double bond O, COC under ester, carboalkoxy. C triple bond C, carbon-carbon triple bond under alkyne. Okay, benzene ring under aromatic compound. OH hydroxyl under alcohol. C double bond ON, carboxamide under amide. And then OH hydroxyl under alcohol. These two are carbon-carbon double bond under alkene. And then the last one, C double bond O. Here there is hydrogen, so under aldehyde. Hope you all can identify the functional group, circle and label and name it.